started with electronic music, I think, when my brother, he was doing parties. Before the school, you had the Trau, and before the Trau, you had Club 11. It was same owners, basically, same concept. And my brother was doing parties there, and I used to go there with my dad to support him when I was 16 or something like that. Slowly got into buying records at Rush Hour. Then I started with an internship when I was 20 at Rush Hour. Then I worked there for 8 years. And yeah, during that time I started producing as well. Hey, this is Interstellar Funk. You're in my studio in Amsterdam, and I'm gonna show you around and show you my workflow. Okay, so here's some of my synths, my 808. That's one of my special things I have in the studio. A 606, a Prophet 6, SH101, some Modular that I recently started with. This is a 303 clone, a Moog drum synth, and another small synth. Okay, so let's start with the 808. I have this for a while. I think that everyone knows what it does. I use it on every track because it sounds really good, and I always start with a kick, I think. Oh. Yeah, I will start with a kick. I don't always use this kick, but it's a nice way to start with a track. Then here's the 606. It also sounds really good, especially in combination with the 808. Prophet 6 is just a really nice poly synth, and most of the time I use the SH101 for bass lines. It's very easy in its use and it sounds really good, really thick. Then this is the Modular. I only started with it last month, so I don't have much yet, but I do really like it, and I use the sequencer a lot already. Most of the time I start the sequence with this one. It's connected to the SH101 now and to the live forms. So now you hear the SH101. It's sequenced by the Metropolix sequencer. Basically, this is how I start. This is yeah, the basic sequence, and then I just start moving around until I have something. Change the notes, and then if I like the notes, I can like make it shorter by skipping a few notes, or I can add some slides. Yeah, and then if I like it, I record it. I'm not sure if I like this, but this is how I start most of the time. The problem with Modular is that it's very endless, and there are so many options that it's hard to decide what you want to do and where to start. So I started just with a few models that I thought that would be nice. This is the rings from Mutable Instruments. It's some kind of an effects unit, I think, or that's how I used it. The plates is a synth, and then there's a plug, which is a string synth. The Verbos is a harmonic oscillator, but I haven't used it yet. This is an oscilloscope and a filter, and that's it so far. I started using Modular because I was always interested with it. I'm not a huge fan of all the new synths that are coming out, and they're quite expensive as well, so I thought, why not try to use some Modulars instead. And especially this sequencer looked really interesting. I was looking for a new sequencer, and I was doubting about this one or the Cirklon, and the Cirklon is also an amazing sequencer. But I started with this for now, and maybe I will add the Cirklon later. Yeah, I always like to use a lot of sequencers because I love arpeggiators and bass lines and stuff like that. And in combination with old synths and then this kind of sequencer, you can really nicely trigger arpeggiators or just send notes to the synths. Okay, so this is my rack, as you can see. It's mainly effects, a few synths, and patch bay. This is for the MIDI, which is kind of, yeah, a bit boring, but it just does the trick. This is my favorite module. It's the Eventide H3000, and I use it a lot to Yeah, to manipulate sounds like drums, but also synths. It has a lot of nice reverbs, but also really weird stuff. I use it on every track, basically. This is a Kurzweil. It's an old digital synth. Then I also have a Roland old digital synth, which is also nice. Very basic delay, but very easy to use. Then there's an old Alesis microverb. It's like a really classic for nice reverbs. And then there's a Dynacord delay and a spring reverb. And all the way below I have a patch bay. Basically all my synths and drums go to the patch bay and then go to the mixer. Okay, so I can show you around a few presets of the Eventide. I use it mainly to add some space to synths or to do weird stuff with the drums. It's an old digital effect unit, but it sounds really good. So let's say if I want to add a reverb on the bass line we just created. So it gives a lot of texture to the sound already. And most of the time I just scroll around to see if I can add something. This is a phaser. Well, I don't really use a lot of phasers, but there's like a double. You have doublers as well. This is called an analog tick. I'm not sure what it does yet, but yeah. As you can hear, you can create really weird stuff with it. What else? So it has around 600 presets, so sometimes it takes a while to find the right sound, but it's full of surprises. Oh yeah, here it is. It's called the Psycho Panner. It's a panner, but it goes really weird and extreme. So yeah, this I use in a few tracks. It's extreme, so it's a bit much sometimes, but it's fun to play around with for sure. Yeah, good. And on top you have the Mackie mixer. I use it now to prepare my live show. So my MPC goes to the Mackie mixer, and the Mackie mixer goes to the patch bay, and the patch bay goes to the big mixer.